morning. Good morning. It's Jess the Chat, and it's a big deal today because we've got the one and only, the official realtor for the Champagne Poppy himself. We've got Matt Lionetti coming on very soon, so I'm really excited about that. So if you have any questions or comments, now's the time to throw them in the chat. Or if we have a real fun topic that comes up that inspires you, make sure you throw them in the chat while we have the fantastic, the fabulous Matt Lionetti. But like he's not on yet, so I don't know what's going on. Hey everyone. Let's see. Let me get my questions ready because I'm like super prepared for this interview. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, can you like add somebody into your thing? Let's see, Matt. Let's see. I don't know. Hey Daniel, what's going on? Hello. Let's see. Let me see your hair. My hair is in a ponytail. Trying to stay professional and cute. Let's see. Hold on. Will you take this for me? Gracias. Okay, so if you don't know him, Matt Lionetti is a realtor in Toronto. So please go check out his page. And make sure you give him a follow. Thank you for loving the blazer. Let's see. I don't know. I really feel like I should learn how to like navigate this a little bit better, but I just kind of jumped into it. So go check out Matt Lionetti, not now, after. And let's make sure we are like on the right time zone and everything. Yeah, right? Wouldn't that be crazy if he thought it was like his time? That would suck. Let's see.
Just tag Matt in here.
Huh?
So everybody to tag Matt.
Yeah, if you guys can go tag Matt.
In the comments.
There we go.
He's on.
Hey Dan. Tell Matt to come in the room. Let's see. So yes, tag at Matt Lionetti. Also, if you want real fun content, you could always reach out to my boy Dan O'Neill over there. Check out his Instagram page. He's out there doing it, just like a lot of us are, and like a lot of you guys aren't. So, some of us have to be the pioneers. Just kidding. Let's see. What else? So, if you would all tag Matt so he can hop on, that would be fantastic. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom. Maybe he has to go to the bathroom or something. I get it. Like, I'm giving Matt like this amazing platform to get in front of all these people, and I just feel very benevolent because I'm doing that. So if you have any questions, please make sure you throw them in the chat. That way we can get them going. And if you have any questions for me in the meantime, you can feel free. I'm also just trying to tag Matt. You can feel free to throw them in the chat. So this is just the chat. We do a weekly series. Hey, there he is. All right. So Matt is on, which is great. And he is coming on. So we're going live. Did I do it? Yeah. Yo.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming on live with us. He's here. Yes, he's here. The one and only. So first of all, thank you so much for, supporting the little guy and coming down and hopping on this Jess the Chat. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I need to just go straight into it with you. I've got questions. You don't know what they are. So just, give us your best.
Okay.
So has Drake, first and foremost, has Drake commented on your video yet?
No, I don't know what he's doing. He's acting like he's like the biggest rapper of all time, you know?
Does he not realize you're the realtor GOAT? in Toronto? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. I have a listing kind of in his hood right now too. I was hoping that he'd see the video and then see the sign, connect it all, and then quick 50 million listing for me.
And nothing yet. You know what? I just want to throw it out there. I'm actually going a little bit out of order, but you made a blood oath in a clubhouse room that if Drake was to comment on this video, that you were going to do something. Do you want to tell the people what you're going to do?
Yes, I'm going to get the OVO owl tattooed down my chest.
That's right. It's the logical thing to do.
Yeah, it's the only thing to do. So
yeah.
I want Drake to know that if Drake's on this live right now, which there's a good chance he is.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll get the OVO owl. My wife does not know that yet. She will be in shock and disbelief if I come home with that. But anything for Drake, and it is what it is.
Everyone tag Champagne Poppy. Like I had the audacity to be like in the DMs, like, hey, just want to let you know we'll be talking about you today. Make sure you join in the live. Like, he's not going to see that. Duh.
Never know.
Right,
it was good. We had like 25,000 views and like 800 shares and a bunch of comments and tags to Drake. So it was very nice. I appreciate the support.
We got to stay focused. It'll happen. We just got to keep it moving. Keep the Drake train going.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you, let's like start from the top. So some of these questions are going to be a little like, boring, regular question stuff. But before we move forward, I wanted to just validate my abilities as a journalist. So hold on real quick. These are my daughter's horseback riding ribbons. And since I made her, I figure it counts.
That's
she got
unreal.
6th place in something. So
congratulations.
You made a good life decision and a career choice by coming on this interview.
You're award winning. I mean, you don't have to specify. You don't have to specify. No one else specifies. You're award winning.
What? I think that's a valid point. So it actually goes into one of my questions. So we're just going to go in random order. I thought that this was going to be organized, but really that's shit out the window at this point. So what bothers you most? Teams of one or top realtor in the neighborhood?
Oh, well, I mean, if the top realtor is the actual top realtor, that's good for them. Teams of one is annoying because it's always like, oh, we're getting ready to do this and we're getting ready to do that. And it's like, it's just you. Just say you're getting ready to do that. I'm doing this. I don't understand why they have to make a whole team around one person. They don't even have an assistant. So I think teams of one is more annoying because a top realtor, if you're a real top realtor, that is a very great accomplishment. So I would never shit on that. It gets dicey when, there's 17 top realtors in the town. Who do you pick? Right.
Yeah.
So,
and like, who are the validators of that? I know, like, sometimes, like, I'll go on there and I'm like, yes, I'm in like the top 3 of my, of the zip code. And then I'm like, who are all these 15 top producing agents in this zip code of 4 miles? Like, you're not a top producing agent.
No, it's always something. It's within, it's a top producer in the south side of the office, in between the water cooler and the printer.
Exactly.
That's
I'm the number 1 listing agent behind the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. So that's that's what it is. I always find it funny with the rankings, like number 5 in town. To me, why would you promote that? Like, if people are so worried about numbers, they're going to go with number 1.
Yeah.
So you're out of the race.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're number 1, go for it. If you're anything else but number 1,
don't talk about it.
I wouldn't talk about it. So
I'm 100% right there with you. So how long have you been in real estate?
Thank you. The broke agents here.
Yes, broke agent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Giving platforms to the little girls and the little guys out there. Thanks, man.
Yes. He said I have a nice haircut. Thank you. And my Harry Potter glasses. How long have I been in the business? Was that the question? 4.5 years.
4.5 years.
Yeah, not too long.
I hate you. I hate you. I mean, like, 2001, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta, like, you know, there's so many things that are like changing and going on. You're like, how do I stay the hot girl on the block? Like, what do I gotta do next? Like, rappel from a helicopter to sell my $200,000 listing? Like, I don't understand. What's the next step?
I know. I get that too. How do I stay the hot girl on the block? It's what I ask myself every day. And
You should get that on a shirt. Affirmations.
Yeah, hot girl on the block. Hashtag hot girl on the block. Jenny from the block. That's a banger of a tune. Jenny from the block. Oh, you should do that.
Jesse from the block. Yeah. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. Yeah. See, thank you. I'm gonna throw inspiration. You're my muse. I appreciate it.
There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
So what's like your common price point? What's
it's getting higher now. It used to be like $600,000-$700,000, which I still do a lot of, but now I'm fine. Like I have a $7 million listing out now, and like I'm working with some buyers in like the $2 million range, so it's starting to go up. So yeah, but I'd still say average is probably like 800,000 right now. So not crazy, but better than some places. I mean, we're pretty fortunate.
Just want to throw it out there that my median price point's about $375,000. So go ahead, rub it in.
Well, it's terrible because you have to do so much volume, but it's also great because you could purchase real estate purchasing real estate here is a fucking nightmare. Sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear.
Oh no, listen. That's kind of why I was like, hey, you should really come on and talk to me, because I have a pirate mouth, and like that's one of the questions I wanted to ask you. Like, as far as like language and business, like, you know, there's so many thoughts about this. So what's your theories about spicy language, as I call it to my children?
Spicy language. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really, I started doing these videos like a year and a half ago, and you can kind of see it gets kind of edgier and edgier, I guess. And I try and take more risks with it. I want to be on that like line of what, you know, should he say that, should he not say that? But it's always just swear. Like, I understand swearing offends some people, and I always say this. It's never my intent to offend anybody. Just where I grew up, it wasn't a big deal. So I didn't really even consider it when I started swearing in my videos or whatever. I started bleeping it at first, and then I was like, you know, I'll just, whatever, I don't need to bleep it. I'm still saying it, you know, so it doesn't really matter. And I don't know, it's worked. I don't, you know, I'm not telling everyone to just, you know, start swearing in their videos. It's just, I swear a lot. It's just kind of me. It's not really, I don't really think too much about it. Some of the feedback I have gotten is like, people relate to it. It's real, where I'm from. So people, it doesn't really, especially I work with a lot of people my age. I'm 29. So it's not a big deal to them. Yeah. So it really just kind of weeds out the people who weren't going to work with me anyways. Kind of makes it easier, because sometimes you go down this hole of like trying to get a client and it just doesn't work out, and you realize it was never going to work out. So that kind of has eliminated that. And when people call me now, I found that when they call me, they're calling me to work with me. It's not like I'm going for a second and third appointment. Right. They kind of know. And I think that's what's so great about video, is people feel like they know you before they know you. And it's very easy to call someone that they feel like they know. So that's all I try and do. Just be relatable and keep it real. I think there's a lot of bullshit in the industry. People always showing their wins and their fancy cars and watches and all that shit. And it's just like, there's no reason to, you know? I mean, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Eric keeps saying, Matt, make sure you mention the authenticity.
Oh yeah, the authenticity and the value.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of comments.
We're doing really good. Like, it's pretty good. We got a pretty good situation going on over here. There's a lot of comments. Yeah. So do you want to mention anything about authenticity? All the awards.
All the awards.
Hold on a second, guys. Just remember, I think I have this one right here. 6th place in trotting around the ring.
I will say that those trophies, for the most part, are first place trophies. I was Pele. I was Pele from
In
the
Toronto?
age 8 to 12. They called me Wheels. I was so fast. They called me Wheels. That's just facts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Italian. I mean, I was forced into soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just kind of like, you're going to play and you're going to win. So,
Or you're
that was
getting
it.
kicked out of the house.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, holy shit, I better do it. I'm 8 years old. I'm like, I better fucking learn how to do this shit. So, yeah, now I'm here. Authenticity. Yeah, I think it's important to be authentic, your true self. I mean, you don't have to go to the extreme lengths of, some people aren't as comfortable sharing so much. But I think people can see through the bullshit now, and you have to
Yeah.
be genuine. So it's just, yeah, I think it really will help out your business if you add some personality to it, whatever that is.
I think you hit the nail on the head earlier, because there's people that are going to work with you, and there's people that are not going to want to work with you, and then there's those people that end up working with you, but they probably should have never worked with you because your personalities don't mesh well. And kind of understanding that it's okay to, like, not be everyone's cup of tea. That's not about a failure. That's just about owning your truth. God, this sounds like a motivational Monday thing. Yeah.
Eric would like us to elaborate a little bit more on authenticity. No, that's okay, Eric. He's always around. Like, even on the Over Ask podcast, he's like asking to be on all the episodes now. It's just like, geez, man, I get it. It's, the Broke Agent presents Over Ask, hosted by Matt Lionetti. But what I want the name to be is Matt Lionetti presents Over Ask, hosted by Matt Lionetti.
That seems like the practical. Why are you doing it wrong?
It rolls off the tongue. I mean, don't tell Eric that this doesn't leave this room, but I'm planning to have Eric out within the next 2 weeks. So he's going to be getting his 2-week notice tomorrow. And
well, you don't need to give him a 2-week notice. It's 1099. He's an independent contractor. Just nix it. It's not working.
I didn't know that. All right. Yeah. So if Eric's still in this, then well, there you go, Eric. So, I won't need your services anymore. No, but yeah, Eric and I have a really good podcast, and he's a cool guy, very smart, very, very, I don't think he gets enough credit for how smart he is with the business. And I don't like giving him compliments, but he's very good at what he does.
I mean, for sure. He is somebody that kind of tapped into the, like, burn book of the real estate industry. Like, all the shit realtors want to say, but we're like, we can't put this out there because we're going to offend somebody. And it's like, yes. It's like the mecca of like griping on his on the Broke Agent page. So
he really, he started it all, for sure. I mean, we always talk about the lighter side of real estate, but that's like cookie cutter bullshit.
What inspired you to do this podcast? Because we need to talk about the podcast. I mean, you came out with the bangers in the beginning.
Yes. Yeah, we came out with Jordan Cohen and Ryan Serrant to start, and then we unfortunately just downgraded to the lowest of the low with the Broke Agent as the third episode. But we had always talked about doing something for like last year, and then it really just came very fast. Like, we did, they had me on one of his things he was doing, the Broke News Network. We did a podcast, and then we just started talking after, and we were like, let's do this. And we really didn't think much about it. Like, we had the idea beginning of December. We were like, okay, let's get some big names, so we could leverage the rest. We could really use those names later on to leverage more guests of that caliber. So yeah, we started talking about the idea early December. We interviewed Jordan like this late December, and then we interviewed Ryan the day before Christmas Eve. So right there, we had banked within the month those two guys. So we were like, okay, this is gonna work. And it's good. Obviously, starting a podcast with the Broke Agent brand is very helpful. to get these guests, especially with like Ryan and stuff. He was promoting his new book. The Broke Agent following is the perfect following to promote his book to. It's a bunch of agents. And so, yeah, we were able to leverage that brand as well. And it's going really well. So
have you ever met Eric?
Not in real life, no. We talk every day on the phone.
You guys are like legit BFFs just from afar, pen pals.
Yes, we talk for hours on the phone.
Yeah. What would you say is the video that you did that put you on the social media map that like really took off?
There's two. So really the first one I did was for a listing. It was the Shut the Front Door video, I call it. And I kept like almost swearing at this listing. So I would be like, yeah, this is my listing. If you don't like it, you could shut the, and then I'd be at the front door. I'd be like, front door. And I'd keep almost swearing into every room. So that one kind of got me a following, kind of like a year and a half ago. I had like 800 followers. I was doing nothing different than anyone else. I was just posting solds and how-to video bullshit. And then the one that I think really, I guess three. Then there's the first Freddie Mercury video where I dressed like Freddie Mercury for my buyers. They just bought a home. And I thought it'd be, I don't know. Someone told me I looked like Freddie Mercury once I started growing the mustache. So I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I did that, and that kind of got my name out there. And there's just this one stupid one that really kind of took off where it was like a promotional video on how I want to be your agent. And, you know, I do more than just open the door. And then I couldn't get into the door and I couldn't unlock it. So people seem to like that one. So those were, I guess, the big three. Yeah. And now the Drake one has done very well.
Yeah.
So,
greetings from Indonesia. Heyo.
Hello. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you the first video I saw of you was your Pick Your Realtor character video.
Yeah.
So freaking good, man. I was like, oh, I wish you would have went on and on with this. Like, because there's so many more versions.
Oh, yeah.
You really hit the nail on the head with some of those. Like,
yeah.
The grind never stops guy. It's like,
oh my God.
I know so many.
So many. That was actually my wife. My wife was like, that'd be a funny idea. My wife and I, she's the voice in the videos. So we have fun creating those. She's never in it, but she's Kim. You'll never see her because she doesn't like the camera, and she's a teacher. So,
let's see. Would you consider yourself like one of those are you like one of those introverted extroverts where you prefer to be like kind of quiet or like in the background, but then like you just can't help yourself because like all of your fabulousness shines through? Or are you just like a legit extrovert?
Yeah, I think I've always been kind of just extra. I won't even say extrovert. That's just like like always in school. Yeah, like in high school and stuff, I was like this. I was just like, I guess, the class clown. I just like to make people laugh. And it was always something I like to do, and got me in trouble quite a bit. But yeah, I'm just an extra type of person. I just like to talk.
Somebody just said, how much business have you gotten from your videos?
So I'm really seeing that now. So Freddie Mercury probably got me the most business last year. I would say it cost me about $500 to make, and I probably made like 40,000 off that one video, which is not like, but on a $500 investment, that's very good. But I'm really starting to see all the work I did last year come shine through now. So now I'll probably close more by April than I did all last year. Because before these videos, I didn't do a ton of business at all. I was very much a journeyman type of realtor. Couple good sales, bad months. So I was just the same as everyone in the pack. There's nothing that stood apart. So yeah, these videos are really helping me set apart. And now I'm really, like I said, I've been on some big listings. I got my $7 million listing now, and with another guy in my office, Peter Torkin. And what I've been doing is I've taken some of his listings and I've done some videos on those, and that has gotten eyes of those higher end buyers, because those videos get quite a bit of views and engagement, and gets eyes on the property. So that's kind of where it's going now. So I'll let you know by the end of this year what comes of it all. But
All right.
yeah, like I said, by April it should be more than that's my dog Bowie. His full name's David Bowie. Yes, but yeah, by April I should
Where'd you
close
come
more.
up with that?
David Bowie.
Just kidding. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. So obviously, videos have helped elevate your exposure to a different clientele base. But what would you? I mean, obviously, if you go through your Instagram, your social media, you can see that music is a big part of who you are and a big part of your life, as evidenced by your dog's name. So, what would you say are your like three genres of music that will let anyone that knows you know what mood you're in?
He sees a dog. 1 second. Bowie, you're ruining the whole interview. He always wants to be in the interviews.
Put him on.
Okay, Bowie, come here. No, he's like, no, Dad, I don't want to be in the interview. 3 genres. Okay. I grew up on punk rock.
Okay.
Punk rock. And I think that's where I get a lot of my inspiration to do these videos. I grew up on like punk rock and pop punk rock. So like Blink-182 would be like the pop side of that. And then like Anti-Flag and NoFX and like, so that, okay, this is a hard question. This is like, I've never had this question. This is good. Punk rock.
You need me to show you those awards again? I mean, I told you I have a reason for being here.
Yes, I know. I should have known. Punk rock, like classic rock, and by classic rock I mean like bands like Boston and like, yeah, but I'll just say Boston and like Queen and stuff. Queen's one of my favorite, Fleetwood Mac, and then folk.
Mm-hmm.
Folk is my chill side. So like,
but you didn't tell us
Taylor.
what those other sides are. So like punk and pop punk is like everyday Matt, or is that like angry Matt music, like Matt's pissed off?
No, punk is like, so I think that's where I get, because a lot of people always say like you're they like, I kind of rebel against the industry, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what punk does as a genre of music. So does like rap and R&B. But that's kind of, growing up listening to that, they were never concerned of, that genre was never really concerned of the mainstream or what all the other genres would think. So I think that's what brings out there. Classic rock is just legit. I mean, I grew up on that. My dad is a huge he's a musician and music fan as well. So those are my fondest memories, are just like listening, like long car rides, listening to classic rock. So I'll always love classic rock. Rancid, I love Rancid as well. Yeah, and then I love the Beatles. Yeah,
the Beatles and the Eagles.
Yes, the Beatles. I love the Beatles. I love the Beatles. Yeah. I mean, yeah, music, like you said, is a huge part. You can pretty much always see me wearing band shirts. And that's actually, these videos, what they do is they start conversations. So I always try and think, like, when I started doing these videos, I noticed that a lot of people were messaging me saying like, oh, I love your shirt. I love that band. And then it just clicked something. I was like, well, I have a ton of band shirts. Like, I wear them most of the time, because before these videos, I was always wearing like shirts and suits and shit like that, which is fine. But any little thing that you can get to relate with someone else is awesome. So I literally started a conversation and closed deals from a t-shirt. Like, you're not going to get someone every time that says, oh, I want to sell my house right now. But you can get someone every day to start a conversation with you. Right. And when they start a conversation with you, it's so much easier than you starting a forced conversation with them.
Mhm.
So I'm wearing a Van Halen shirt right now. They're like, "Oh, I love Van Halen." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love this song and this song." We start building rapport.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I think of it with all my videos, and just the littlest thing that can click with someone to make them start a conversation.
Familiarity. It's about like, oh, we can talk about this. You're not a stranger. If we both like this, we can talk about it. Yeah, I think that's like super duper important.
Yeah.
All right. So for a lot of the people on here, you guys are probably familiar or heard about Clubhouse. So Matt is on Clubhouse, and it's like when he comes into the room, it's like, panties up on the stage, and like Prince showed up. So are you getting a lot of, like, do you feel like you're getting a lot of overwhelming notoriety in like the real estate community?
Yeah, it's very nice. Like, when I started this, I didn't know if it was going to work. I was told by pretty much everyone not to do it because it wouldn't be professional. No one would take me seriously. And then I just didn't know how anyone would kind of take it. So the real estate world has been incredible, like so supportive. I don't get much hate at all. Like,
Yeah.
I would, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm sure you get a ton of hate as well," but not really. Everyone's been so nice and supportive of it. And when people do come at me, I have 10 other people who go at them. I don't have to, it's very nice. And yeah, it's a cool feeling. I like that people enjoy the content because I really enjoy making it. So it's nice when people say, my video inspired them or did something like that. So it's cool. I mean, I can't really, like when I go out now, I've been noticed a couple times at showings and stuff, but I wear a mask all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like no one can see the mustache. I think that's what everyone would recognize. So
That's your identifier.
yeah. I almost shaved it yesterday. Pissing me off. But yeah.
You better not, because Drake does not want clean face.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. With that Drake video, I was gonna shave my head and shave a heart into my head, but my hairdresser wasn't open yet because we've been on and off lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have been sick.
No, what
Next
would have
video.
been sick is if you would have put the owl on your head.
Yeah,
Not a heart.
or tattooed the owl on my chest.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. But Drake's got to earn that.
If he doesn't respond, I'm just gonna tattoo the owl on my chest and be like,
Anyway.
"Listen, now you have to respond." I just,
I'm leveling it up and I'm doubling down right back.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a few questions regarding how you make your videos. Do you use professional cameras? Do you use a phone? And do you have an editor, or do you edit yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, I try and do content like weekly, so it's a mix of both. I started with just my iPhone on like a tripod, or my wife would film. I have this little lav mic that I bought on Amazon for $25. Really nothing. And the beginning, I edited all the movies on iMovie on Mac. That's free. Now I've kind of upped it a bit. I bought like a nice camera. It's like a Panasonic I don't know how the hell to use it. So, I mean, I'm sure I'm not using it to its full potential, but it's the YouTube tutorials say it's very good. And
there's a lot of 4+ ratings on Amazon. So
yes, exactly. So I got that one. So now, yeah, I've kind of upped that. I have Final Cut Pro that I edit in. My wife will still kind of film the videos, but for like the Drake video, some of the listing videos, I have a production team now that I hire for some of the bigger concepts, because it's just something they can just shoot it in a different way, and they know like the angles and how they're going to cut. Like, I'm not a good video editor, and you'll notice that a lot of the videos are not well done. And I think that's where people get very confused, and like they need to have this extremely polished video. But your content has to be good, and the content is first. You can spend $10,000 on a video, and if the content's not good in that $10,000 video, no one's going to watch it. So I would start just with your iPhone and edit on iMovie, and then you'll get better and better, and try not to make, if you're editing something, try and know kind of what you can do right off the bat and what you can't do, and then just go from there. And it builds and builds. And I just watched some YouTube tutorials on how to edit and do quick edits, so I could get some shit out and push content out like weekly or whatever.
So I know that you seem to have a lot of international BFFs.
Yeah.
So you are friends with Dick Slider.
Yeah.
And you know, like I, as a realtor in New York, I've always kind of been amazed at the shit they get away with in Australia. Have you noticed that?
It's incredible. Yeah.
Like it like brings me back to like SNL in the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we can't do any of this stuff. And it's just like, I mean, did you ever see the most, what was it? The most watched real estate video is that the two older Australian guys, and they have like, always have like half naked people. And
oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, could you imagine trying to do that on this side of the universe? Like, I don't know if that's like, you know, everything's upside down because they're in Australia and they get away with it. But do you ever feel like you would ever do anything that extreme, or is there like a line that you're like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole?
No, I'm thinking of something right now, and I'm on that line of
Ooh.
Like, is this gonna get like, am I gonna get kicked out of real estate? It's not like, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm talking. My wife is a very good gauge of like, she'll tell me, because I run my ideas past her. She'll be like, no, that's shit. Or, yeah, that's a good idea. She doesn't really, everyone thinks I'm like really funny. If you ask my wife, I'm not funny at all. So she's a very good person to ask about these things. So I've been going back and forth with her on how to make it work. But yeah, it's definitely along those lines. It would be the craziest, I think, thing anyone's seen in North America.
Are you going to give us like that, what was that video with Kanye and Kim when they're all naked in the bed?
Yeah, no, nothing like that. It's not going to be set. Well, okay, I'll just tell you, because so I've been trying to do a Blink-182 parody. Okay. Because they're my favorite. So I want to parody the What's My Age Again video through a house where they're running around naked. And so I'm trying to do that and then like play naked in all the rooms. So A, I need to get a seller to let me do that, and B, I need to figure out if this I need to read some more guidelines. How do
you approach your sellers when you want to film in their properties?
Yeah, well, this would be very tricky. It probably wouldn't be for a listing. It would just probably be like my house or my parents' house or something. But for those,
Drake would let you do this in his house.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
My videos and my video insights is a big part of my listing presentation now. So, you know, and you have to gauge the seller. You'll kind of know right when you meet them, like, okay, they're going to be down, or like they're very like kind of stern and strict, and maybe I shouldn't show them where I dressed up like Freddie Mercury and ran through a house. Like that might not go over well. So no one ever has to agree to it. I'm not saying I need to do these videos, but I just say like, hey, listen, this, you know, I did this video, and on day one we got 3 offers and sold it over ask, and it got 10,000 views in the first day. So, you know, at that point, people are like, do whatever the hell you want. You know, like if that works, I'm already in their house mainly because they know what I do anyways. It's not like I'm going in there cold for the most part. But like I said, it's never something that needs to be done. I front the cost. It's not like they're paying any more for it or anything like that. So, I just kind of show them the results. And it doesn't, I just say like, you know, humor is a great way to kind of get people engaged. And if you just do a traditional listing video, no one's really going to watch it anymore because it's, you know, as you scroll down an Instagram feed, that's still kind of all you see. So.
I think that's like, that's a important point, because I had somebody write on one of my like goofy videos the other day, like, what's going on here? I'm like, well, you're watching it, so that's what's going on here. Are you interested? Because that's what's going on here. you can see a bunch of like pan shots of still photography all day long. But I mean, what is that making? How is that making the property stand out amongst all the other 8,000 properties that do that?
Yeah.
So I think that's important. We have somebody on here that asked, I mean, there's a lot of questions that came on here. So I'm trying to like figure out a way to go through them all.
Oh yeah, I'll help.
All right.
Do you wear band shirts to showings? Yes, absolutely. It's freezing cold here right now, so I'm usually wearing a coat, but in the summer, yeah.
Let's see.
Cool Millions, invite me to Clubhouse. I will. I have like 9 invites, so just let me know.
Do you get more buyers or sellers from your videos?
That's a good question. I've been pretty buy heavy my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
This year it's been more listings, so I'd probably say sellers right now, because I've had I'd say sellers. I'm just trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been pretty buy heavy. But getting into that listing range now, I was probably always 70-30 on the buy side.
Okay.
Now it's kind of rounded out to maybe, it's getting there, maybe like 60-40 or maybe even 50-50 by the end of the year. We'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely getting more recognition for the videos on the sell side, because the listing videos are what kind of get the most, like the call videos and the things I'm just doing where I'm like replaying scenarios. Those
Right.
are just like brand awareness, just getting in front of people, making them laugh, starting conversations. But the listing videos is when people are actually reaching out and saying, oh, like that's really cool. And you can see kind of the engagement and the views they get.
Yeah.
So, potential sellers like to see that. And I've had some people say, like, we love that you're doing a video for our house, because it's like our souvenir for our house. And then, when we move, we can always have this video.
Let's see. Okay, so you're a creative person. So one of the questions here is, where do you get your inspirations? I think we talked a little bit about that, but I'm going to use that question to segue into my next question. So, where would you ideally like to see yourself? Do you enjoy like slinging real estate and kind of putting the transactions together? Or would you like this to be a jump off for you to get to some kind of creative level where you're either educating or just really harnessing your creativity and your humor? Like, where do you want to end up?
Yeah, like I think I'll always sell a little bit. I mean, it's fucking draining, this industry. So I mean, if I can leverage some other stuff, I mean, now with the podcast, we're starting to monetize that. So it's leading to different outlets, creative outlets that I really enjoy. Like it's like the video aspect and the marketing aspect of this business is my favorite part. So the more I can do of that, the better. But also, the real estate is funding everything right now. It's so I need to keep doing it, and I will keep doing it for sure. But I want to create different sources of passive income with this as well. So I've been asked to speak at some conferences now, and I don't know, whatever I can do to help. I don't really know exactly. I almost was going to teach at the new real estate school here. I was going to be like an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just the most boring process of all time. So I had to throw in the towel there, because it was just too dry, and I couldn't add any
Flavor.
personality to it. So I think the more I can kind of do on the creative side, I would like to do for sure. But I do love sorry, I got a call. Most of the real estate
was it Eric?
Most
again?
aspects of real estate, but the marketing is the best. No, it's my wife. She's at work. Probably just on lunch. Yeah, so that's kind of
so you felt like, I think that a lot of us people that have been in the industry for a while, like, you want to have that like fun engagement, almost like real world education of what it is to be a realtor, because you don't get any of that shit when you go to real estate school with your Groupon or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they give you like the bare minimum. They don't tell you what you like. You're just literally a glorified therapist, like
Yeah.
a marriage counselor. It's just like, it's crazy. And I feel like it's so draining at certain times. So I feel like for me, I find that like being able to be creative and kind of push the boundaries has been something that kind of reinvigorates my interest in like continuing on. So like this has also been something that's fun for me, like just kind of interviewing people. Like I have any business doing this, like, cause whatever.
It's sick. No,
Yeah.
it's a good idea. And it's good that's what I've found with Over Ask. It's great. Bobby. 1 second. I'll have to go in the other room. He sees a dog that he absolutely despises. Yeah, that's what I found with Over Ask. It's awesome to leverage that kind of. I'm going to show my records in my piano.
Oh, do you want to walk us through that? I feel like, you give us little tastes of it in the videos, but I want to know what kind of award winner I'm dealing with.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
they're just records. Yeah,
Yeah.
records. I have some Carole King, some Boston, some Queen, Fleetwood, Tom Petty, Elton John, Johnny Cash, Toto, the Beatles.
You can do a fucking listing video with one of those people right now.
Yeah.
Where they say, do your Blink-182 reimagining and I want to participate. Who do you pick?
Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Do you have a Queen tattoo?
No. I would definitely get one. Oh, I have this
That's amazing.
it's on our picture wall. So
and you wanted to shave it.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
How could I dare to shave it? But no, that's what I found with Over Ask. It's such a great networking tool now. And it's been adding a lot of credibility to me speaking with these guys. Like I've had testimonials from Jordan and Ryan, and to use that, those are big names in the industry, and to be able to use that with, to get whatever speaking gigs or to get listings at listing appointments, like it's a great tool to leverage. So it's building credibility, networking, and just to have my name associated with some of those people is really cool.
I mean, it got you here.
Yes, got me on like the biggest Instagram live of all time.
Clearly.
So that's incredible.
Yeah, you're welcome for that.
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm here to build up all my fellow realtors one at a time.
I know. I'm going to blow up in New York.
Are you, what's your favorite go-to social media platform?
Instagram, for sure.
Yeah.
I just cross-promote from Instagram to Facebook. TikTok, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with TikTok. It's something I definitely do want to get into more because there's a ton of potential.
Yeah.
I just focus a lot on my Instagram. That's where I'm getting a lot of my business now. Mm-hmm. And I'm loving Clubhouse. I think it's a really cool, like it has a cool space in the social realm. Just because you can't actually, like you can't hold content, you can't post content there. It's literally just a platform to chat, and then it directs you to your other platforms. So I think it's I think it's a really cool app, and
Clubhouse,
I'm excited to explore that.
Clubhouse, I feel like has also been like it's also like cultivated like the cream of the crop. Like everyone obviously you're gonna have certain situations, but I've yet to be in a room where I'm like, these people don't know what they're talking about. It's just like, oh shit, I never thought of it that way, or oh yeah, that's awesome. Like, so I feel like Clubhouse is just kind of like, the HBICs in their respective areas and just come into this room and you, like you said, you can't just post something up there. You've got to be in it because you're present and participating or not, but you can't like just, spam the room. Oh, Do you block it? Okay, any other Android users who are missing out on Clubhouse? Yes, you're all missing out on Clubhouse. Get an iPhone. Welcome to
Yeah, you need to
2021.
get an iPhone.
This is not sponsored by Apple, but I'd totally be open if they wanted to reach out to me. Do you block time out on a specific day or week, or is it more like you have an inspiration and you're like, we gotta film this, or is it like Tuesdays is when I'm going to take pen to paper?
No, it's always like, so I'll write down through the weeks or whatever, I'll write down notes and ideas for videos. And then I'll block out time, like, okay, I'm gonna film this video this time. But by that time, like, the script is already done. And yeah, someone asked if I did script my videos. I do script my videos. I script it fully. It's not necessarily like I do it word for word, but I like having everything written out so I don't kind of miss something I'm trying to touch on. But yeah, so I just, once I have the idea ready, I'll be like, okay, I'm doing this video next. I'm going to film it Tuesday at 10 a.m. and I'll release it. And some of the videos they don't take long. Like, I can film and edit it within like an hour and a half. So it's really not a lot of time.
Do you have like a time that's a golden hour for you to post? Like, oh, like 11 a.m. are a great time for me, but like, what is a good time for you? What's your golden hour?
I don't know. It's hard because with all the different time zones, you're always going to be getting people at different times. I mean, for where I am, to get just, to post to clients and people around me, then yeah, probably 11 to 12 is like when I post. But 2 o'clock I found is good too. That's kind of a good time for everyone, even people on the West Coast. That's a good time for them to watch, and still a good time for us on the East Coast. So yeah, there's not really a specific time I stick to, but yeah, if I had to pick one, I guess it would be 11:30.
All right, I have to ask you this question because I just want to know. So every time I've watched like any of those HGTV real estate shows, right?
Yeah.
And they're filming in Canada, they're like, this is the starting price and you've got to offer your highest and best. And I'm like, so is that how you do it? Because it's not necessarily how we do it in New York. So is your list price, you're always going to go above your list price for the most part because that's the lowest the seller will take?
Right now. So right now we're doing a lot of multiple offers. We're listing low to get a bunch of offers. So like I just sold a place. I listed at $579.9 and it sold for $730. And that's just kind of what happens right now. But you don't have to take that low price here. So
it's kind of like you guys practice real estate like eBay with like a reserve?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just eBay. We can't disclose the prices or anything. But yeah, in Quebec, you have to, whatever price you list at, if you do get that offer, you would have to accept it. But here, if I list it low and and someone offers that price, I don't have to accept it. I can just terminate the contract and relist at the price we want. So it's kind of, I don't really like it. And I wish people would I wish we'd be able to disclose bids, because I would love to just know, like, okay, this person's offering 800. Do you want to offer 810? And if you offer 810, it's yours. It makes it so much sketchier, in my opinion, when no one can disclose the price. I just had I went in on a multiple offer situation for my buyers, and we offered $1,050,000 and we got beat out, and the final price was $1,052,000, and it was by the listing agents. The listing agent brought buyers as well. So there was really no chance of me winning. No matter what I wrote, what offer I put, she was going to put a couple $1,000s more so she could double end it. So
yeah,
pretty bullshit.
Yeah, I think and we have that here. I mean, where we don't disclose, but as a listing, I do primarily listings. I represent sellers for the most part. So I will always try to keep it as much 100 as I can with the agent and be like, listen, that's too close. You should come up, because that's who I'm working for. Like, and I feel like all that shit comes out in the wash. If you really, because I'm sure if she would have came back to you and said, listen, come up $10,000, you or $5,000, you could have.
Absolutely. Oh, we could have. She did a disservice to her client. I mean, I could have went to 1.1 with these guys. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they left 50 grand on the table. So whatever, fuck that person. on to the fucking next. We found a better house anyways.
Yeah. All right. Well,
just shady.
Listen, I think that it's crazy because so where I am in New York is Queens, and that's like known as the Wild West throughout the whole country. So like we'll go to NAR things. Do you guys have like a National Association of Realtors? Is there like a CAR? Like Canada National Association? So I went to like a NAR thing and people were like, how do you do it in Queens? I'm like, it's like Vietnam out here. Like we're out here like cutting people and just trying to like, the rules are suggestions. And the way a lot of these agents look at this stuff is they're like, well, the fine is $500, but the potential commission is $10,000. All right, fine me.
I know.
Like, no, man, come on.
Yeah, it's fucking slap on the wrist. Yeah, I've heard y'all are ruthless out there. A bunch of fucking savages.
You know, sometimes we're savagey, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's the thing is there's so much real estate that we don't need to be this way, but we are. I don't know why, because there's a shit ton of real estate. Does New York allow for dual agency or multiple representation? Yes, it does. But I tell everybody when I'm on a listing presentation, I'll never represent a buyer when I'm representing a seller. That's like choosing which kid you love most.
Yeah.
How am I going to represent a seller and a buyer? You have opposite interests.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you allowed to be dual agents up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try and, when it happens, I'll try and hand off my clients to like someone from the brokerage or something.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell my buyers, like, listen, I would love for you to get this house, but like, I'm not doing anything shady for you to get it. So if you offer the most, I'm not going to know your offer because I'll just hand it off. Mm-hmm. It's hard because I kind of know their range of what, so, but I mean, I've had it before where clients haven't got the house that I was listing. So you have to be, I really feel that shit will come back and bite you. So I'm just like, I'm very ethical. But I have no problem to tell an agent to go fuck themselves. Yeah. So that's where I run into issues sometimes.
That I feel like should also be assured. I'm ethical, but I have no problem telling you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Hashtag Lionetti for life.
I'm ethical, but also swim with the fucking sharks.
Right here. Right here. So yeah, somebody also mentioned, let's see, thoughts on agents disclosing current highest offers. Yeah, so we were just talking about that. I think that it works, that whole disclosure of like highest offers, I think works both ways. I think you could always tell when the listing agent doesn't have their own buyer, because they're like, get more money. But the minute they have their own buyer, they're like, it's highest and best. I'm not telling you anything more than that. I'm like,
yeah.
I literally just come out and ask them. I'm like, is it your buyer? Because then I'll move on. I don't want to get my buyer's hopes up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. That's true.
Well,
it's annoying.
Matt, I have to say, man, thank you so much. We're coming up on an hour, and I told you this was going to be like 30 minutes. So thank you so much. Thank you for like just being so supportive. Thank you for being awesome. Keep putting those videos out. The minute Drake hits you up, let me know, because I'm sure it's going to have something to do with me DMing him. So, like I said, anything I can do to help.
Like I said, if Drake and I become friends, we all become friends with Drake.
That's right. That's right.
When I book the dinner, you're coming with.
Thank you.
It's
Listen,
easy,
I have Open Table on my phone, so I can book us a reservation. I don't know if you guys have that in Canada, but I got the restaurant reservation.
We're in. I'll let Drake know. We'll take his private jet.
All right. So thank you, everyone that's watching. Make sure you reach out, follow Matt on his Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to the Overasked podcast. If you want to be benevolent and you feel bad and you want to do a good realtor service, also hit up the broke agent and give him a follow. And also give us a follow. Jessica Moves You on Instagram, which you're already here on, YouTube and TikTok. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate it. You were awesome.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.